So let's talk about a pretty radical idea. What if true strength isn't found in being comfortable, but in having a conviction so powerful you're willing to pay the highest price for it? And that really makes you wonder, right? What is the actual price of conviction? Is it just something you think, or is it something that demands, well, everything? You know, any belief system, it's going to ask something of you. There's always a cost. But it's the kind of cost that really shows you what it's all about. Let's look at the two big paths a belief can take.
Okay, so on one side, you've got belief systems that are basically designed to make your life easier, more comfortable, smoother. But on the other side, you have beliefs that are actually defined and even made stronger by what they cost you. And that's where we're going to focus today.
This brings us to a huge distinction, the whole idea of a comfortable faith versus what the theologian Dietrich Bonhoeffer called costly grace. And just to be clear, these aren't just slightly different flavors of the same thing. Nope, we're talking about two completely opposite ways of living. And listen, Bonhoeffer did not pull any punches. He wrote this to make an absolutely crystal clear point. This isn't a call to, a slightly better lifestyle. It's a call to total self-surrender. It's this idea that to really follow, you have to be willing to let go of your own safety, your own ego, your need to be in control.
And right here, you can see the trade-offs couldn't be clearer. Comfortable grace, it's all about forgiveness without really changing. It's about putting safety first. The goal is to make things easy. But costly grace, it says real forgiveness has to transform you. It demands obedience even when it's not safe. It's not trying to make belief comfortable, it's trying to make it powerful.
So the crucial point is this. The choice isn't really between a hard path and an easy one. It's between a path that gives you ease and one that gives you genuine spiritual power.
So if this is the path, where does it happen? Where is this kind of faith actually made? Well, it's forged in what you could call the furnace of faith, a place where the pressure is intense, but it doesn't break you. It refines you.
And the crazy thing is, the best example of this isn't some powerful, wealthy group that has it all figured out. It's the exact opposite. Think about the Church of Smyrna in the book of Revelation. They were described as poor, but spiritually rich. They were afflicted, persecuted, but they were truly alive in their faith.
This just perfectly captures the entire mindset. In this view, suffering isn't a sign of failure. It's a badge of honor. It's the mark of authenticity that proves your faith is the real deal.
So suffering gets a total rebrand here. It's not the enemy you're supposed to avoid, it's the fire that purifies the gold. In fact, suffering for what you believe is seen as a form of grace. It means you're not being abandoned. You're actually participating in something much deeper. The call isn't for comfort, it's for courage, because it's in that furnace, that affliction, where faith becomes pure.
Okay, so if you're on this path, this incredibly demanding path, what's the end game? What does winning even look like? Well, it's probably not what you think.
This chart lays it out so clearly. The world looks at success and sees, what? Applause, influence, being popular. But from this perspective, success is just allegiance. It's endurance. The world's goal is to avoid pain at all costs. This philosophy's goal is just to remain faithful through the pain. The world values comfort and safety. This philosophy values honor and truth, period, no matter the cost. There's this really beautiful idea here that something that breaks for a worldly reason is, well, it's just broken. But something that breaks for the sake of truth, for something eternal, that gains a whole different kind of life. It shines. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the ultimate reward that's promised to those who stay faithful all the way to the end. It's called the crown of life. So what is this crown of life? Let's be clear, it is not a golden ticket out of your problems. It's a symbol of victory, of honor that you earn by going through the hardship with your faithfulness intact. It's the prize for finishing the race, not for finding a shortcut. And that right there is the final trade-off. This path doesn't promise you an easier life right now. It promises a meaningful one. The reward isn't found in this world at all, but in the next. The promise isn't escape, it's eternity.
I mean, this quote just wraps it all up perfectly, doesn't it? Victory isn't having a life free from struggles. Real victory is found in that simple, powerful, and absolutely relentless act of just persevering.
And so this whole discussion kind of leaves us with a question for ourselves. For you, when it's all said and done, what's going to be your measure of a good life? The comfort you manage to collect or the conviction you refuse to let go of?